all you eight-legged freaks out there. Welcome to Podzilla. It's your favorite kaiju and monster movie podcast. Hey, I am Mykah Drake.
And I'm Jasha Drake. Kaiju and monster movie podcast, you say, as we kick off The Amazing Spider-Man episode.
I stand by. This is
a monster movie?
This is, yeah. This has got the biggest lizard I've ever seen.
The little mouse that turns into a lizard. Right? That's what
you know what I mean, brother.
Yeah. It's a creature feature. I'll give you that.
And look, the whole theme for this series of movies that we're doing at the moment is big lizards.
It does fit.
This fits the scheme so neatly.
The scheme?
So neatly.
Yes, the scheme. This is a scheme. Yeah, okay, it's some sort of crazy scheme. It does fit. I am excited to the Pandora's box that you've opened by selecting Spider-Man in this theme, because we have a few themes planned for the rest of the season, and I've got some tricky, silly stuff up my sleeve too.
This is really just me inviting all of you listeners, just how much you can get away with for the patron votes.
Yeah.
Later on down the road.
And I mean, Mykah, you are self-proclaimed biggest Marvel fan in the universe. You have read every Marvel comic through from the first issue ever published up to current day. So
yeah, I started that journey.
You did start that journey maybe 3 years ago. And look where we are.
I would be finished by now.
You would be finished right now. So you're not finished? You're not finished by now? This isn't a celebratory episode for you finishing the...
Yeah. I can't remember what episode it was in. I started the journey a few years back of trying to go through every Marvel comic from start to finish. That takes like 10 years plus if you're reading for like more than an hour a day. So there was an abridged list of like all the important moments. Yeah, all the stuff that actually ends up going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That takes like 4 years if you're reading 6 issues a day.
And you've done it.
I would be done, maybe. We haven't even been doing this podcast for 4 years.
Yeah,
I would still be in the weeds of like the Null saga or something.
Null. Yeah.
For all you Venom heads out there.
Yeah.
I stopped very quickly because there are too many and you can't actually read them all, even with the Marvel Ultimate app where I read most of the comics. So many of them are just lost to time unless you have the OG paper issues.
Wow. So this is less of a celebratory episode, and this is more like a swan song for your journey that never was.
Yeah, this is the walk of shame.
Yeah.
But what I
didn't finish. We're watching The Amazing Spider-Man.
What I lack in reading the comics, I make up for by watching the MCU adjacent movies.
Yeah. This is MCU adjacent?
I guess it's MCU. Yeah. No, it would be adjacent.
Because Andrew Garfield's in the MCU.
Yeah,
now.
I think it's still adjacent.
We are both, I think we've talked about it on the show for the last few years, but we are both big Marvel fans. We grew up watching all of these movies. We went and saw this in cinemas with our dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Distinctly remember coming out of the cinemas and saying Mother Hubbard.
Oh.
And he called me up and he was like, Mykah, don't say that.
Mykah, you can't swear like that. You can't say Mother Hubbard. I remember the crowd going crazy for Andrew Garfield saying Mother Hubbard in this movie. But yeah, I had like a huge comic collection in my room as well.
You've been through quite a few different phases with Marvel memorabilia.
Yeah.
You had your comic collecting phase.
Yeah, which I had a whole lot of like original issues, whole lot of random stuff. The two runs that I collected the most of. Do you remember what they are?
Rom Space Knight.
Rom Space Knight, who is like this random Hasbro property that they started making comics of, and then he became very ingrained in like the Marvel universe and even some of the like Infinity Gauntlet stuff, I think.
Oh, really?
Crazy aliens in that called the Brood.
I know the Brood.
Yeah, they were great. But then Thunderbolts was my second series I had a lot of issues of, and it was, the Baron Zemo Thunderbolts, I think up until when Hawkeye joined. With Songbird and Beetle and the gang.
I would be so much more receptive to what you're saying if I continued to read that journey for 4 more years.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. We're going to see Thunderbolts tomorrow, right?
Yeah, just to timestamp this episode, it is currently...
We're timestamping right now?
The 29th of April,
yeah.
7:27 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
we have bought our tickets for Thunderbolts Asterisk.
Thunderbolts Asterix.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
What do you think the asterisk means?
They're going to be. I think it's because they will start off coming up with a team name for themselves. They'll call themselves the Thunderbolts, but by the end, Captain America Sam Wilson will be like, "Hey, want to be part of my Avengers?" And then technically, it's going to be like a little Avengers origin story for the next wave.
You know,
Right?
you know what I'm torn between. I'm
Okay.
torn between them being called the Dark Avengers, classic comic team up group.
But that's like Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn
yeah.
is the leader of Dark Avengers as Iron Man. Is it Norman Osborn's Iron Patriot that leads the Dark
I don't even
Avengers?
know, man. Or the New Avengers.
What about West Coast Avengers?
Always. Can I call it now? What's going to happen is they're going to have Save the Day from Lewis Pullman.
Century.
There's going to be one citizen who's like, who points to them and says, "Oh, Mommy, it's the Avengers." And she's going to be like, "No, honey. Those are the New Avengers."
No, honey. We're on the West Coast.
They just defeated Century. Man, it's dark. Avengers?
I kind of would love it if like Sam Wilson's got his Avengers team, Bucky's got like the Dark Avengers, Hawkeye shows up and he starts off the West Coast Avengers, and you like have these like 5 or 6 different Avengers teams.
Avengers Assemble is the Avengers team up movie of all the Avengers. It's so funny, but before I rocked up to your place where we're recording right now, whoa.
Yeah.
You were watching through some of the old Falcon and Winter Soldier TV episodes.
I was. It feels like there was so much Marvel content that has been released like post-COVID or like 2020 till now.
100%.
Just so much. And it was like a blur to me. Like Black Widow came out. I just rewatched that for the first time since release the other day.
Holds up?
It was better than I remembered it being, but like I had no memory of half the stuff that happened in it. Same with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier that came out around the similar time. I've even forgotten bits of like Hawkeye now. They all just like
The 3
morphed
What If
together.
seasons.
I've not seen the 3 What If seasons. Has anyone? Please, listeners, if you're watching What If, let me know. Because I don't think anyone is.
I don't know either. I don't know. The reason I bring it up is because at the end of that, our favorite guy, Wyatt Russell.
John Walker.
Wyatt
played
Russell
by
is John
Wyatt
Walker.
Russell, yeah.
In the last episode, Countess
Val.
Vanessa de Clarissa de Fontaine.
Yeah.
Whatever her name
The
is.
new Nick Fury.
She looks at Wyatt Russell and she's like, "The world doesn't need another Captain America. They need a U.S. agent."
That's his name. That's the character's name.
He said the name.
Mykah,
That's going to be how they come up with just to tie it, that's how they're going to come up with the Dark Avengers name.
You're not in the Avengers. You're some kind of Dark Avengers.
Dark Avengers?
U.S. Agent is historically part of the West Coast Avengers.
Oh. Hawkeye. Clint.
Yeah. Clint, him, Big Bertha, I think.
Who's Big Bertha?
I'm pretty sure that's a Marvel hero. Anyway, all that to say, we're big Marvel fans. I thought you were more one than me, but you stopped your journey too early.
Oh,
you played more Marvel Snap.
I played
than
more
me.
Marvel Snap, my brother. That's how I knew who the Brood were. All that to say, before we get into the episode proper,
Yeah.
what else have you been watching recently?
Apart from, catching up on some Marvel stuff, I have sold my soul to Bethesda, and I have been spending every waking hour outside of work playing Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Hey, this was a huge shadow drop. Everybody knows hit game Skyrim from Bethesda Studios.
Hit game.
This was the hit game prior to Skyrim from Bethesda Studios. There were reports in the gaming industry of it that it was planned to be shadow dropped, but I still don't think that like 95% of people knew that it was going to happen. And I think like 3 a.m. our time, a trailer was released and they fully just shadow dropped Oblivion.
I stayed up for it. The day of, I think Bethesda did like an Instagram post that was just the like Roman numerals of 4 and a dude from Oblivion's face, and it said, all will be revealed live stream at this time, and it was 3 a.m. our time. So I stayed up for it, and it was full on, hey, we've remastered Oblivion. Hey, we're actually working on Elder Scrolls 6. Hey, look at this.
Just because we needed that reassurance.
Just because please be sated with Oblivion for now. But it was like, hey, here's all this terrible footage of what Oblivion used to look like, and here's what it looks like now.
That's great. Guys, this game sucks. Have you seen this right now? What a stinker of a game.
I swear it didn't look as bad as the footage they were showing. They were showing like 360p, like real laggy old school Oblivion footage. Purposely made to look bad, and then they swapped to what it looked like now. It's actually been amazing. So I set up to 3. They announced not only is it actually being worked on, but it's being released at the same time as that live stream, which is pretty wild for like
insanely good marketing tactic.
Yeah. The Oblivion remaster, no one knew about it, but it's coming out, and it's coming out today. So I bought it during the live stream.
Did you play it before going to bed?
I started downloading it because it's like 120, 130 gigs or something. And then I woke up at 7 a.m. and I started playing Oblivion. And I have been loving it because I was hugely into Skyrim when it came out. I have probably spent, it's embarrassing, but like literally like probably 1,000 hours, if not more.
I'd say that's probably accurate from what I watched of you playing.
What you watched of me back in the day?
Well, honestly, we used to spend just hours
just doing
nightly routine, going into Jasha's room and watching him play Skyrim.
And I just do
best times.
All matter of things, like everything you could do in that world. I was like,
at least 100 of those hours was spent you with your horse Jeffrey trying to climb to the throat of the world,
climbing up mountains on my horse, getting betrothed to someone, then killing them before the wedding so that they arrive to marry you as a zombie. That was a classic.
Do they not just show up as a corpse?
Yeah, I think so, but they're like talking.
Maybe it's time to replay Skyrim.
But I played a bit of Oblivion, and I actually really, really loved that as well. But it was definitely a bit dated, and going from Skyrim to Oblivion was hard because you couldn't sprint. The level up system was a bit very old school in comparison. And they've added sprinting. They've made it very similar to Skyrim. They've completely revamped the level up system. It plays a lot like you'd expect modern RPGs to play now, but it's still classic Oblivion.
Which is really cool.
Like classic Oblivion was so buggy. They had like NPCs have voice lines where they flub halfway through and it's still kept in the game.
Whoa, that's still in it.
It's still in it. Like they've kept all that like fun stuff that makes Oblivion, but they've revamped it. And I've been loving it. I think I might prefer it to Skyrim now.
Whoa.
Some of the quest lines in Oblivion replaying, especially the Dark Brotherhood quest line, it's just crazy.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Skyrim has Oblivion outmatched in so many places, but it's got nothing on its missions and its storytelling.
Yeah, Oblivion's definitely not it's not an exploration game. Like you wouldn't just walk around in the wilderness looking for things, whereas you would do that in Skyrim.
Yeah. That's the whole point of Skyrim. Is just pick a direction and walk there.
Open world. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Oblivion, and you guys know me. I get sucked into huge franchises, and I'm a completionist, and I need to watch everything. So you're looking at a man right now, Mykah. Listeners, you're listening to the man who, within a few weeks, has binged not only all of Final Destination, but all of Phantasm.
Are those connected?
I'll hold for applause.
Are those connected?
No, they're not. They're two.
I'm like, whoa, another connected universe.
Two different prolific horror franchises that I am now obsessed with.
It's good stuff, man.
So one day...
There's a new Final Destination coming out.
Yeah, so I'll watch Final Destination with some friends because the new one comes out later this month. Next month. You dated us, so I can't do future things. It's coming out of May.
Coming out of May. What's that other franchise that just got a trailer for like a full reboot of?
A full reboot?
Yeah.
A horror franchise?
Horror movie. Last one was in like the 80s.
Predator?
Nope. Nah.
Predator Badlands looks pretty good.
Still haven't seen the trailer.
Wayland Yutani android in Predator Badlands.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Did you see the Alien... What's the show?
Alien Earth.
Did you see the Alien Earth trailer?
Yeah, and the poster when it's like there's a new breed of alien and it's like something with wings.
Oh man, that's what I'm looking forward to.
We're a monster movie podcast, right?
Yeah. This is stuff that we can actually have on the show and not be ashamed about.
Yes. I don't know what horror movie you're talking about.
It's something.
Clown in a Cornfield that's coming out. Until Dawn.
No, but I've heard that that's mediocre.
Yeah, I've heard the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, what have you been up to?
I've started watching movies again. And I've started watching all the musicals that I've been missing out on. I watched Chicago for the first time.
Mykah.
This is me continuing my journey of amateur theatre. I have, in fact, booked another show.
Whoa, Mykah.
And we're making our way up to musical theatre, maybe, eventually. We'll see.
You'd do musical theatre?
I would do it, yeah.
From playing pretend bass in the video of the Rat song to actually doing musical theatre.
I hope everybody knows that I do actually play bass. Jaisha does not actually play piano.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about?
Should we jump into the episode?
Yeah. Let's jump into the episode. But I want to hear about Chicago. Just you just blaze past that. Did you feel the razzle dazzle?
I did.
Was it all that jazz?
It was all that jazz.
Yeah.
Huge props goes to my favorite song from even before I watched the movie. We both reached for the gun.
The gun. Yeah.
Can you give us another?
The gun. We both reach for the gun. Reach
Great
for
stuff.
I don't know.
Insane storytelling. Him reaching for a glass of milk and downing it at the end as he continues singing in the background because the story has just started to keep rolling and rolling from the press.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy stuff. And I loved his courtroom tap dance.
He's so good in that. Richard Gere.
Richard something or other.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
What a good movie. Chicago rules. It's coming to a town near us, probably on stage soon, right?
Yep.
We should
go see it.
We need to book tickets.
Let's do it.
But anyway, yeah, without further ado, the third movie for the Big Lizards theme is The Amazing Spider-Man from 2012.
We've all been waiting for it. Mark Webb, you legend.
Mark Webb, the legend, the master of superhero storytelling.
Couldn't have picked a better director for Spider-Man.
I didn't realize they called this iteration of the Spider-Man universe the Webverse.
The Webverse? Couldn't be a better name.
That actually rules.
That's great.
Rules. Anyway, I'll bring us in with a synopsis.
Thank you.
Nerdy skateboarding know-it-all Peter Parker gets bitten by a radioactive spider and becomes Spider-Man. He can skateboard even better now. He can swing from chains that are randomly hanging around an abandoned warehouse. He can pile up as much leftover food as he wants without worrying about the Tupperware dropping to the ground. And at basically the same time that he becomes Spider-Man, Dr. Curt Connors grows back his missing arm and turns himself into the Lizard, a crazy, bloodthirsty, big lizard who wants to evolve everyone else to his superior state naturally. Peter teams up with his new girlfriend Gwen Stacy and her dad, Captain Stacy, to try and stop the lizard before it's too late. And Peter's uncle also dies, and he discovers his parents died because of some crazy conspiracy with Oscorp and Norman Osborn, and he also finds out that his dad used to be best buds with Curt Connors and maybe even made the radioactive spiders that turned him into Spider-Man in the first place. And in the after credits, they already try to tease the Sinister Six because apparently the interconnected plot wasn't already convoluted and confusing enough in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Now this plot isn't convoluted.
Yes,
the next movies might be, but this one's fine.
This is already convoluted. Why in a Spider-Man origin story is Oz? I can't, Mykah.
Actually, this is world building at its finest.
It is world building, but why is Oscorp such a big thing already? Why does Gwen Stacy work there? Why is there a subplot about Norman Osborn, even though he's not there? Why are Peter's parents working at Oscorp? Why did Peter's dad create the radioactive spider?
Whoa, we don't know that.
Peter's dad has like a spider in his little files before he leaves in the
flashback. But those are all answers that come in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Why
this movie is no loose ends whatsoever.
Spider-Man's web from his web slinging is an Oscorp branded super strong string.
Tensile strength, yeah.
Why does it look like spider web?
Because their whole thing is spiders. Thanks to his dad, who made the spiders.
Yeah. It's so crazy. This whole movie
Everything
starts
connects to Peter Parker.
Everything connects to Peter Parker. He's no longer just this nobody.
He could be, as you say, at the center of the web.
Oh, he is. Wow. He is. Which is so crazy from even the comics, of course, but from Tobey Maguire's more grounded take. I guess it's not so crazy looking at Tom Holland's take and how connected everything is in that world.
Yeah, that's wild. To bring it right back to the start.
Yes.
You mentioned Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
We both grew up with Maguire as our Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We were there for the whole trilogy. Did you end up seeing any of them in theaters?
I watched them growing up. I remember vividly Spider-Man 3 coming out and buying soft toys. We had Spider-Man 3 plushies.
Yes, I had a little Venom.
And I had Spider-Man and New Goblin. So we had heaps of the merch, but I never saw it in theaters, unfortunately.
Because the whole thing about The Amazing Spider-Man, this movie that we're covering on Podzilla today.
Yeah, big lizard movie.
Big lizard, a huge lizard movie.
Yeah.
I see this as my Spider-Man.
True.
I think purely because it's the first one that was coming out as I was going to the cinemas. Andrew Garfield's my main man. He wasn't unknown before this. Whereas I feel like for you, even though you never saw any of them in cinemas, Tobey Maguire is much more your Spider-Man.
For sure, because it's my whole childhood up until when I would be 14 when this came out. 13?
15.
No,
13,
it came out
13,
2012.
13.
Yeah, it would have been 13. Up 13 years of my life had been I wasn't watching when I was a baby, but my whole childhood I was watching Tobey Maguire on the screen or seeing that iteration of Spider-Man in my action figures and everything like that. Whereas you were a bit younger than me, so that's crazy to think about.
I still watch them. I still watch all the Tobey Maguire movies with you.
Yeah.
Though.
You really connected to Andrew.
Oh, I did. I think it was hard as well because at the time I vividly recall us being there at that stage where we weren't sure whether there was going to be another fourth Tobey Maguire movie or not.
So weird, eh? It was announced there was going to be a fourth Spider-Man movie.
Jason, we'll talk about it. But this movie came out at the prime time when little Mykah Drake, had 11-year-old, just entered his teenage years,
getting all emo, checking out skateboards, listening to Coldplay.
Loving just watching 5-minute kissing scenes in movies because that's all this movie is.
There's no 5-minute kissing scene in this.
Oh, look, Tobey Maguire did not care as much about romance as Andrew Garfield does. That's all I'm saying.
Mykah living for the Peter and Gwen romance in Amazing Spider-Man. I gotta say though, off the bat, I love Andrew Garfield. As just even outside of this as an actor, I just love post Amazing Spider-Man what his career has turned into. I mean, Silence,
Tick Tick Boom,
Tick Boom. More recently, We Live in Time.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that good?
So good. Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw, that was my jam.
He's doing some really, really cool stuff. He seems like such a nice guy. And I just
Chicken Shop Day.
Did you see him in Chicken Shop Day? Maybe my favorite film of his. And I know that even around the time they were filming these, I think Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield were dating.
Yeah.
And then they broke up. But then recently when Emma Stone's Poor Things came out, Andrew Garfield was the first to show up at the premiere and they were getting really excited about seeing each other.
That's cool.
So they're still really good friends. And it's just rewatching this film now in 2025. I just fell in love with his Peter Parker all over again. And even Gwen Stacy. I just think both of them are so different, but really good.
I think we're at a really interesting point in time right now where full being completely candid here, the market is so oversaturated with Marvel and Spider-Man media.
Yeah.
How many different iterations of Spider-Man have we got now?
At the same time?
I feel at the time, especially with Tobey Maguire, he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, you watch him in the movies, you'd see Spectacular Spider-Man on TV.
Yeah. Oh, good show. Good show. Andrew Garfield comes along. He is the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of getting used to by people.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we all warm up to him. Now we've got Tom Holland. Now we've got finally Miles Morales on screen, plus however many Spider-Man Peter Parkers there are in that movie.
You've got the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man show.
The Spider-Man PS4 games.
Yep, the Insomniac games.
Yeah.
Like, now we're at a time where it's less, here's a new Spider-Man, and more so...
Madam Web. Peter Parker's in there.
Mentioned in that.
There's a little baby in there.
And yeah, we're less in a period of like, who is the new Spider-Man, and more so, what other kinds of Spider-Man can we bring out now?
Yeah.
What other attributes or characteristics can we give him to make him feel different and separate from all the rest of the Peter Parkers out there?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a really interesting problem to have, because you don't see any media really have that problem. There's no one piece of cultural media that the whole point of it now has almost become this multiversal, worldwide sweeping craze.
Yeah.
It feels, and at the moment, that's definitely what Spider-Man feels like.
For sure. And like some people have done it, like I'd maybe point to like James Bond, how like every 5 or 6 films they switch actors and the actor comes in and he plays Bond a bit differently, but he's still like James Bond. Whereas Spider-Man, you've got different people coming in playing Peter Parker a bit differently, but then like you said, you've got like 10 different versions of him that are just as popular now. It's crazy. But they're doing it back here. Like, I feel like they're making Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker very different from Tobey Maguire off the bat.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's weird seeing Peter in early 2010s high school.
Yeah. This is a fun time, because this is the first time they're having to almost redo the wheel,
it. Yeah.
At least with a live-action Spider-Man.
And he's like not the kid getting bullied anymore. He's the guy standing up for the kid getting bullied.
Hey.
And he's not so much like a nerd. He's very smart.
He doesn't wear glasses. He wears contacts.
Yeah. But he's just kind of like this quiet,
he's a bit quirky,
awkward, like photographer, emo kid. And I think Andrew Garfield just has a whole lot of fun with it. Like Andrew Garfield being awkward. There's a stage later on when like him and Gwen are dating and they're sitting on the bleachers and he's like, they're obviously in love with each other and he's not sure. They're having conversation, but Andrew's playing Peter like he wants to kiss her, but he's not sure if he should. And it's just so fun to watch.
Just brings up how he loves them kissing. Leaves to another 5-minute kissing scene.
Why, you're not a fan of kissing scenes? Why?
I am realizing now just how much of this movie is just them. Just how much it's them with like 1 inch of space between their mouths for an extended period of time.
This is the Spider-Man movie with the most sexual tension. The Amazing Spider-Man 2012.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
He was 27.
He was 27. Crazy.
Andrew Garfield playing a 17-year-old.
Tobey Maguire was, what, 25,
26?
5 at the time, I think? Wild stuff.
Oldest live-action Spider-Man at the time. Pretty wild. But yeah, I love Andrew Garfield. He's really different. He's really awkward.
I know we're 30 minutes into the recording so far.
Yeah, but man, we go for it. We have 1.5 normal releases nowadays.
I do want to ask you one more question before we like get into the movie.
Okay.
What's your ranking of the Spider-Man?
Of the three?
Of the
big
three. Let's just go the big 3.
I think...
well, first, ranking of Peter Parkers.
Oh! Okay. I think Peter Parker's... Oh, this is tough, man. Because I could not give it to you. I would not even know what to say, because I think Tom Holland would have been a good Peter Parker, but everything they did with that character and connected him so closely with like Iron Man, and I think they've just ruined the Peter Parker aspect for me. And like making all his MJ as a quirky nerd just like him, instead of the like Mary Jane that's real fiery and the opposite of him.
We're not talking about MJ. Well, we're talking about Peter Parker.
Do I talk about the potential or the reality, though?
The potential for all of them. No, the reality.
I think Tom Holland could have been the best Peter Parker. He's the best Peter Parker.
I think I would tend to agree.
Listen to this, though. Tom Holland, best Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield, best Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, my favorite of the two. Is that fair?
I like that. Yeah, that's a good. Keep all of them in the trio.
Yeah.
That's good.
What would be your ranking?
Probably the same. Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker. I don't love his Spider-Man. We'll
get into it, but
I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
This is the perfect Spider-Man on screen in this. His quips that he's just throwing out while he's hunting down it's so good.
Yeah.
But then I think Tobey Maguire is the best overall, but it's probably just because of the strength of those movies, like the filmmaking involved. That's just the better story.
Yeah. I mean, even thinking about how, like, the whole of Sandman's arc in the third movie ties in so closely to Peter's origin in the first movie. It feels like one very consistent trilogy.
That's Sam Raimi for you, man.
Yeah.
Mark Webb, get out of here.
And I think it's also aided by the fact that Peter Parker is only in high school for like the first act of the first movie.
You're right. It is weird in this that they are in high school and Gwen's like running like this whole program at Oscorp and
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's 27. Like, what?
Yeah.
Just put him in college.
I do love how, at least for Peter, it feels like he's gotten no life outside of school. I'm like, yes, this is the Peter this feels right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an interesting movie though, because they're clearly wanting to reinvent it from the Raimi stuff. They're going like, hey, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, Sandman off the table. And they picked the Lizard and Curt Connors for his first like origin story supervillain. I mean, I quite like it because they tried to do this interesting thing like mirroring Peter's change the same time that Curt Connors changing.
Yes.
And it feels very connected because they've got this whole crazy convoluted, like his dad worked with Curt Connors and they were both working on the same thing. And then Peter's stepping in to finish his dad's work.
Thematically, it all feels very put together.
Yeah.
Especially since from Peter's end, you've got him being connected with the spider, Curt Connors being connected with the lizard. Again, like you said, echoing the whole thing about his father's connection to Curt Connors. I do kind of like how they lent into more of the scientist aspect with this one.
Yeah.
It feels very high tech without being so nanotech heavy. Cough, cough, MCU, cough, cough.
Does Tom Holland's Spider-Man even know? Like, is he smart?
Yeah, he was at his school's like science quiz.
He did the...
No, I think
he was on the debate team.
I think the first time they actually tried to even showcase that was in No Way Home, where he like remade the Green Goblin antidote.
That's right. All the three Spider-Men are making it together.
Because it feels like they didn't have a chance to do it prior to that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's another big difference is, Tobey Maguire almost leans into full-on the photography aspect. Like like working at the Daily Bugle's his thing. And this has a little bit, he's got like a camera and he's taking awkward little pictures of Gwen and saving it as his desktop wallpaper, which is wild.
That was a class photo. He wasn't saving those as his desktop. I'll stand by this, Peter.
But yeah, he definitely leans into his science.
Yeah.
I like his line when he sneaks into Oscorp and Gwen's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, I love science.
It's so, yeah, he's great. Now that you mention it, Tobey Maguire is like working man, out of school, has to make rent.
Down on his luck, has to make rent,
has to pay rent, has to get money. This Peter Parker just loves science. Tom Holland, it definitely feels like they leant more into like outside of all that. This kid just has to deal with teenager stuff.
He's a kid. He's dealing with first loves, and
which makes sense as like three very different ways to take the character.
Yeah.
Different things to focus on. Aside from all that, you know who I love?
Dude.
You know who I love?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you love. You love Flash Thompson.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. The actor just has this like, I want to see the whites of his eyes, and I can't. That's what it comes down to.
You want to see the whites of his eyes?
This is a character who does not act with his eyebrows enough.
You can't see his eye. I liked this Flash.
This is why my one big pet peeve with actors, Jasha.
Okay. I could see his whites just fine.
If they don't emote with their eyebrows,
Yeah.
I just feel like I can't connect with them.
Not a great actor. But,
Because he's not acting with his eyebrows.
but how wild is it that halfway through the movie he becomes like Peter's best friend?
Yeah, cool move for them to take.
I actually really loved when Peter loses his uncle, and we'll get into Uncle Ben and Aunt May. This Flash like tries to console him. This Flash is like being BFFs with him by the end and like wearing Spider-Man merch.
Yeah, this is comic accurate.
This is the Flash I want. This is the Flash where I can see as Agent Venom, Mykah. This Flash.
Oh yeah, this iteration of Flash would be real good.
Did you see that the Flash from the MCU world, what's his name? Tony Ravioli?
Tony Regolo?
He said that
I love him in Grand Budapest Hotel.
He said his big dream is to one day become Agent Venom. Do you see that happening?
I'm sorry, mate. Look, we gotta draw the line somewhere. It's not happening.
I like
Even though I like him,
Yeah.
especially in Grand Budapest Hotel.
It's interesting what they do with the side characters in this in general because, like, Gwen's dad, Captain Stacy,
Hey,
almost
he doesn't show up until halfway, which I like.
yeah. But in the comics, Captain Stacy's like big stalwart, like Spider-Man supporter.
Yeah.
In this, they make him almost the J. Jonah Jameson. And he just hates Spider-Man and he's a masked menace and he's doing no good.
This doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, he sounds like that. Like Spider-Man's obviously doing good. He like saves a kid off a bridge.
No, but I think his whole argument in this movie is like, hey, Spider-Man is going after these criminals who fit a very similar profile, like he is out for vengeance,
Yeah.
which he is. But then he has that line about like, if we wanted to get these guys off the street, we would. But they're actively leading us towards bigger like gangs, bigger criminal rings that we're trying to track down. You could say that they're like flies in the web that Captain Stacy
Stacy
made.
is the Spider-Man. I just thought it's
Andrew
very-
Garfield is Spider-Man. Captain Stacy is the amazing Spider-Man.
It's just very interesting looking at this, and obviously they're wanting to change the formula, but they're changing characters. Like Flash Thompson's so different, Captain Stacy's so different.
I would push up against that by saying that they're not changing a lot of characters per se.
Yeah,
They're giving more focus to the characters where there wasn't focus in Tobey's trilogy.
true.
We saw Gwen in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies
Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard.
for like a couple scenes. And especially as like a huge character in the comics, it makes sense that when you're trying to go to a new iteration of Spider-Man, you focus on that character where there's so much potential that wasn't explored in the comics.
Yeah, she's a good Gwen.
Emma
This is Gwen.
Stone rocks Gwen in this movie.
She rocks your world.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she would have played a better Mary Jane?
I don't know.
Because I feel like she would play both very, very well.
Yeah.
I know that in guys, we love Marvel, we love Spider-Man, we're nerds. I know that in the deleted scenes of the second movie, there was the actress.
Oh yeah, from Divergent.
Whose name escapes me, but she was fully signed on to play Mary Jane.
I don't know.
And I feel like Emma Stone she's just great.
She's great. But
She's just great.
I love her as Gwen too much. She's perfect for this very smart, very kind,
Very put together.
yeah, like rock for Peter.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie with her is when Peter sneaks into her room and Captain Stacy is coming up asking if she wants like hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old she is in this movie. I think she's around the same age, like late 20s. But she like has the door jammed on her face, like yelling out at her dad, trying to make excuses for why she doesn't want him to get near. And she's like, man, I'm just not feeling well. Cramps. Just cramps.
Yeah.
So much, just feeling real sick, vomiting.
My favorite bit with them is when like they ask each other out without really
That's a
asking each other
beautiful
out.
scene.
And they're like, Andrew's like, oh, yeah, we could, or we instead we could. And she's like, yeah, either one.
Or we could.
Or
Yeah.
It's just
That's
such
a good scene.
Their dynamic is so fun, and they really sell me on this movie. To be honest, I went into watching Amazing Spider-Man again, not really ready to like it.
We saw them both last time we saw them was prior to No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember all the stuff I didn't really like, and I came into it and I'm like, I don't really want to watch this. But then I fell in love with this Peter Parker. I fell in love with Gwen Stacy. I really enjoyed a lot of the stuff they do with the side characters. I fell in love with Uncle Ben.
Yeah, this is who I was going to be talking about. Uncle Ben here, he just feels like the uncle we all love and deserve, wish we had. Man, this guy deserves the world.
Martin Sheen as Uncle, yeah, he surprised me, and he's so funny. His little quips to Aunt May about no one likes your meatloaf, and the whole when Gwen's nearby, and he's like, he's got you on his computer.
I'm his probation officer.
He's so funny. He's such a good father figure. They don't go for the generic kind of with great power comes great responsibility. They do a more natural. It's a bit weird.
No, I like it. His line is, he's talking about how Peter's dad had a code that he stood by. And it's when you have an opportunity to, oh gosh, I can't repeat it off the top of my head.
It's a long thing.
When you have,
opportunity
if
to
you
do
have
good?
the opportunity to do good and help people, then you have a moral obligation to do so.
Yeah.
Should I swing up the IMDb page?
Swing it up. But it's something along those lines.
I'm swinging in.
You're thwipping?
Oh, so many thwips. I love a good thwip.
Is it the top quote?
Nah, the top quote's his voicemail at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Which is also...
Here's his spiel. You're a lot like your father. You really are, Peter, and that's a good thing. But your father, he lived by a philosophy, a principle, really. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility. That's so great. It's echoing the exact sentiments of the line while still feeling nothing like it. It's like when they ask you to... Oh, you haven't done any post-grad study, have you?
No.
This was when you're trying to rewrite and paraphrase a comment from a study.
You're looking
your
up
own words.
synonyms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I use so many synonyms.
You're a lot like your father. You really are, Peter, and that's a good thing. But your father lived by a philosophy, a principle, really. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility.
It's really good.
I think the thing that I really like about this iteration of him is that he is very harsh on Peter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if Uncle Ben's like that in the
Tobey Maguire, he's
movies.
very soft-spoken and forgiving of Peter.
Yes.
Peter stuffs up and he's always just it's okay, Peter.
Even in the original comics, because I did read
Yeah.
the original Spider-Man comics. Sorry.
The Amazing
Uncanny
Spider-Man.
Tales?
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Amazing Fantasy. Thank
Amazing
you.
Fantasy. I think Uncanny Tales is another one. I think that's where
Strange
the thing came
Tales.
from.
Uncanny X-Men, you're thinking.
This one, he is doing his best to be the father for Peter. So when he's coming home late and forgetting to pick up Aunt May from work, he gets righteously angry at him for good reason. He's not hard on him, and I feel like it's not something you would usually see for a character like Uncle Ben, who in pop culture is there to be killed off, but they make so much use of him and building up who he is and his relation to Peter before doing so.
I gotta say, though, lamest kill for Uncle Ben. He did not need to die. This
He didn't
Robert
need to be
drops
there.
his gun, goes to grab it, and what does Uncle Ben do? Rushes the dude with the gun. Surely, if I'm in that situation, I'm just putting up my hands and standing to the side. What are you going to get from stopping this dude?
If
who
you thought he
stole
was
some
going
beer?
to, I'll
Stole some
defend
money.
Uncle Ben.
You don't rush a gun.
If you're thinking that this dude is going to shoot someone else, if you're seeing your son walk out of a store alongside this guy, Your nephew?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's stupid. Sorry, Uncle Ben. This just feels so set up. Like Uncle Ben does not need to be there rushing after Peter this late at night. Yeah.
How do you feel about this Uncle Ben as opposed to Tom Holland's Uncle Ben, which is Iron Man?
Is he?
For sure.
Is he?
Yeah.
Don't even ask me that question. That question is sick. You're a sick man, Jasha.
Yeah, no, I loved Martin Sheen. I loved
Aunt May.
I really loved. I cried in this movie. Here we go, listeners. Ring it up. Second movie this season Jasha's cried in. Cried in Jurassic Park. Cried in this. I did not expect to, but at the very end when everything's fallen to pieces, he has to like say goodbye to Gwen and his aunt comes up to him and he's just like, Peter, you are good. Like, Peter, you are good. It's just
if anybody has to say otherwise, they can talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Sally feels great here.
The music that plays.
Did you shed a tear?
I literally was tearing up.
Did you?
I didn't shed a tear, but I was
I didn't shed a tear either.
You were tearing up?
Is this? I've got my tearjerker tag on Letterboxd for movies where I shed a tear.
I've got my crying on the couch tag.
I feel like I need to make another one for tearing up.
Tearing up? It's tear jerking and tearing up.
Maybe
is jerking a tear and tearing a tear different things?
Rip and tearing a tear?
Rip and tear.
My new rip and tear tag. Rest in peace and tear.
I'm becoming soft though. We cannot have any more films on this show that I cry in. Thankfully, I survived the beast from 20,000 Fathoms. When whatever the doctor's name was, I didn't cry.
Guys, welcome to next time's theme of movies, where the theme is movies that you think Jasha will cry to.
Make Jasha cry. And the theme
here's the theme: we will give you $50 if Jasha can cry.
We just have a season which the first theme is tearjerkers, second theme is tearing up, third theme is rip and tear. It's progressively getting worse.
Is there a Doom movie?
There is.
That would be
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the family dynamics in this.
I think this is my favorite
trio.
My favorite, trio of the aunt, the uncle, and Peter.
For sure. I agree. It's really good. Like when he's become Spider-Man and he's carrying all the stuff and they're going to help him and he catches.
Like, I got it. The whole meatloaf spiel.
Yeah, the meatloaf spiel, the forgetting eggs. And then at the very end, he saves the city, defeats Lizard, and he remembers to give Aunt May eggs, even though he's all bloody and beaten up.
That's the Spider-Man I know.
That's Spidey.
In the second movie, does Aunt May figure out that he's Spider-Man?
I think so. I thought she did in this, but I was mistaken.
Because watching the end of this, like, Aunt May knows.
She's freaking dropping eaves.
Dropping those eaves
on Gwen and Peter's conversation.
I love that scene where Peter Parker's just listening to the radio, and as soon as Captain Stacy puts out a warrant for Spider-Man, Peter Parker like real suddenly just like storms off.
Yeah.
And Aunt May's like, what is going on here?
She knows. Aunt May always knows.
She knows in Spider-Man 3, doesn't she?
Does she? Yeah, she knows in one of the original Spider-Mans. I think she does. I think she secretly does in 2. When she's like always talking about, this boy loves Spider-Man and Spider-Man's the city looks up to Spider-Man and we're just hoping he comes back one day.
Yeah.
Like there's
something about her.
Something about Aunt May. And there's something about Uncle Ben. And I do wish we actually had an Uncle Ben for Tom Holland.
Do you think we'll ever see him?
Well, you know who Uncle Ben is in Madam Web, right? Adam Scott.
Oh, my favorite severed worker.
The innie and outie himself. Uncle Ben. What if we'd see anything else from that world? Surely not.
No.
We'd never see Adam Scott's Uncle Ben ever again.
I'm calling it now. Are there any other movies currently on the slate for like the Venom verse?
No, there's not. But there's Sony Spider-Man stuff. I know we're getting Spider-Man Noir.
I don't think
coming out.
I don't think we're going to see another movie set in that world.
Nah.
especially with like Vulture now in there with Morbius. It's just too convoluted.
But then that Venom's like in the MCU.
No, he's not.
For a
No, he's
second.
not, because they brought him back
But is Vulture stuck in that world now?
somehow.
We need to talk about Spider-Man. We need to
We are talking about Spider-Man.
We need to talk about Spider-Man. Peter becoming Spider-Man, the first thing he does is like start hunting down Uncle Ben's killer.
First thing he does is break a few sink taps.
Yeah, he stuffs
Sink
up his
faucets.
bathroom. He does some
Just leaves it like
skateboarding.
that.
He finds out he can like jump off. Do you see that huge jump he does with his skateboard? Doesn't break his legs.
That was all in camera.
Can you
That's Andrew
actually
Garfield.
fall that far on a board?
Absolutely.
That was...
Probably get a broken bone.
I felt my knees going just watching that. To the like, yeah, the soundtrack that's playing. No Way
What-
Down.
What is that in sync?
No, it's
Who
the
is it?
Shins. No, it
what's the
starts
other-
off with the
what's the other-
Shins, and then it's the Coldplay song "Till Kingdom Come" that plays.
Guys, I'm sorry I said it in sync. In
It's-
sync.
And you're thinking of Deadpool and Wolverine. Get
Yes,
out of here. I've been listening to this era of music all of today while I was working. It's thrown me back. These were my teenage years.
So you're saying this is your Spider-Man?
This is, I don't know. But it really threw me back. The music in this, the style, the what school looks like in this era. It's so not what you would think Spider-Man would look like when going to school, but it works.
Having cell phones brings... I really like this stage. And again, not to bag on like current high school movies, because I don't watch... I don't think I've seen a single movie or show set in like high school nowadays. But this is like the perfect blend of like having phones, being able to call and text and leave voicemails, but not so much that you're like always knowing what every other person in your life is doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The perfect blend.
It is the perfect time for movies like this. Yeah, but like he's hunting down Uncle Ben's killer, like guy after guy in the streets, every alleyway.
Yeah.
And it just made me fall in love with his Spider-Man. He's just constantly quipping.
That first scene of him already inside the car when the dude tries to carjack it, from that moment on, you're like, yes, this is my Spider-Man.
He's just yapping, and it's like he becomes a different person with the mask on. The burglar like pulls out a knife and he drops to the ground. He's like, no, my only weakness, small knives. Like, this is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I feel like Spider-Man doesn't really talk or joke like this anymore, and it's become what Deadpool does.
Yeah. Deadpool is known as the Merc with a mouth, cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like...
We need to make Spider-Man that again. Spider-Man was always the guy people were wanting to shut up.
Yeah, well, that was his thing, especially
Yeah.
when he has like crossovers with the Avengers.
Like, he'd
and
be in the
whatnot.
Avengers, everyone just wants him to stop talking. The odd person's laughing at his jokes, but like he's unlikable because of how talkative he is.
I think that's always been the thing about Spider-Man for me, is even for Peter Parker, he is a persona that he puts on.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a character, like, now that he's got a mask, he doesn't have to be this nerd.
No.
Whereas, again, for people like Tom Holland Spider-Man, it feels just like Peter Parker in the suit rather than Peter Parker now becomes Spider-Man.
And it's interesting because it is like the suit gives him strength, and he uses that when he's talking to a kid. That scene when he
beautiful,
saves the
beautiful
kid
scene
on the bridge, and he's like, wear the mask. What does he say? It makes you strong, or it gives you
Yeah,
strength.
the mask will give you powers.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
This guy.
I didn't originally, but I like how much Peter is happy with people seeing his face in this movie. He shows it to the kids.
Mm.
He shows it to Captain Stacy
Yeah.
after a good fight of him trying to hide his face later on. Lizard sees it. Everyone sees his face.
Yeah, Lizard finds out it's Peter Parker
So
very
soon.
quickly from the camera he leaves behind.
The lizard. Can we talk about Big Lizard?
I want, first off, can we, Spider-Man running
Man, Jay doesn't
down,
want to talk about the monster in this
no,
monster
no,
movie?
this isn't a monster. Spider-Man running down the street in a unitard, jumping off of things. It looks so in camera.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just shocked rewatching a film like this. Obviously, a lot of CG was used. Obviously, the lizard is like a big CG mess for most of it. But when Spidey's just doing Spidey stuff, It looks so good and
Yeah,
so
it does.
real. And it does not look like anything we're getting nowadays of just murky, goopy CG backdrops.
You know what's interesting? I want to say off the top of my head that this movie had a budget of like $120, $130. I think Far From Home
It had an ungodly amount more.
had like 100 million
Less. Really?
I feel like this was at the time where like a new Spider-Man movie was out.
Yeah.
You're going to pump a little bit more moolah into that.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know, MCU movies have become... Guys, I do like MCU.
We are
seeing Thunderbolts tomorrow.
We are MCU believers. The what everyone says, the MCU's been bad after Endgame, I don't believe it.
Nah, there have been a few good ones.
My favorite MCU movie has come out post Endgame. Guardians of the Galaxy
3.
3. It was
That's
so
your favorite?
good. That's my favorite. That's my only. I was looking at my letterbox today. That's my only 5-star MCU film
Like ever?
ever out of all the MCU.
Not even Endgame.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. So man, I think I liked Eternals.
I'm seeing you in a different light.
Love Daredevil Born Again that just finished. You were a big supporter of the Marvels, Mykah, over here. You had a fun time with the Marvels. Remember that?
I liked it, I think. I didn't rave about
He's
it.
forgotten about it.
That's like what, 4-star at most? I think
That's
it's like
good.
closer to like a 3.5.
That's good.
Yeah.
And people are saying Marvel's bad. Do you remember Dark World? Do you remember Ant-Man? Even the first Thor? Like, they weren't all amazing movies.
I think that's what people forget. I think now we're getting to a period where there's just so much more coming out that there's more chances for them to be flops.
For sure. But that's all that to say.
All that to say.
We love
We
love
like
MCU.
MCU.
We love Marvel. But it is just so wild going back to this post all the Tom Holland and recent
Yeah.
Spider-Man stuff.
I think going off what you were saying about how it all looks visually great.
Yeah, just physical and like real.
Yeah. Even that scene of like Peter Parker, Andrew in his skateboarding montage, him swinging from the chains on the ceiling, that for some reason it just lined up perfectly.
It looks good.
That feels so physical.
Yeah.
Even him like climbing up the walls, it feels so physical.
And I always believe that it's Andrew Garfield in the suit. The Spider-Man suit. Apart from like there's some CGI web slinging stuff, but whenever like Spidey's on screen, I believe it's Andrew Garfield and I believe it's a physical suit and it just makes a difference.
I think on the flip side of it, what I really love about it is that even the CGI scenes, they all seem like stand out amazing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because this came out 5 years after Spider-Man 3. I always think that there's a much, much larger gap in between them. But this is the same year that The Avengers came out.
Yeah.
Which is also insane. It just blows my mind, even seeing the scenes with Lizard in, even though there's a couple scenes where, I don't know, his lip syncing seems a little bit off. For the most part, like all the scenes with Spidey web slinging, all the scenes where they're, you know, fighting each other.
How about his little spider web he makes in the sewers and he's like standing on it and it looks so...
Andrew acting like a spider
Yeah.
is one of my favorite things. It just looks very real to me, at least.
Yeah. It's a different era. Different time. We need to go back.
This was like that source code era.
Oh, the source code era.
Where movies were coming out trying... Does that movie have CGI in?
Oh, yeah. There's trains exploding, going off rails.
Where a lot of this... Like, you either had a movie that had bad CGI or movies that were very intentionally trying to make it look as realistic as possible.
Yeah, it's real weird. Whereas now it looks fake.
Now you have movies that are still trying to do the same, like Dune and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, you're right.
To name like the two movies who were Oscar nominees. But there seems to be like a much, much larger crevice between them and any of the other movies.
Yeah. A lot less actually like making it look good nowadays. A lot more just doing it for the sake of it. Let's talk about the Big Lizard.
Here we go.
Let's talk about Curt Connors.
Jasha, we're not in Tokyo here.
There is a Godzilla reference. Captain Stacy drops a Godzilla reference with a big lizard being in the city saying we're not in Tokyo.
Do I look like the mayor of Tokyo to you?
You look like the mayor of Tokyo to you. This is Godzilla adjacent.
Yep.
You did well.
Thank you. I did my research.
You did. This is very connected. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel.
I'm going to say it. He should have worn his lab coat for at least another few minutes of the movie.
He rips that thing off in 5 seconds flat.
They didn't want to deal with the cloth sims.
He should have had purple pants. He
should have had a longer snout.
That's my issue, man. He should have looked like a lizard. What is this weird human-man hybrid? If you're going to give him a tail and like the most gnarliest claws I've ever seen, just give him a lizard face and teeth.
Now, do I like the lizard design?
I don't like his little weird smirks he does.
I like it. Would have been way better with a snout.
Yeah. And I would have liked to see them do more, like play with the fact that he's a man turning into the lizard. Like imagine this crazy like lizard transformation, almost werewolf scene.
Yeah, for those, he does do that a little bit.
You get a little bit of silhouette in the sewers.
For those of you who haven't seen the movie, Dr. Curt Connors is a scientist who lost his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Or was born with that one? I think he lost it.
I think he lost it.
And his whole aim, his whole motivation for the movie is he's trying to discover a way for humans to gain these regeneration abilities. Halfway through the movie, with the help of Peter Parker, he discovers by combining lizard DNA. I forgot that for a second.
It's lizard DNA.
Lizard DNA. He's able to like regrow limbs on rats.
Freddy the mouse. Thank you. I know my mice. It's a mouse.
On mice.
I know my rats.
And he ends up having to like, through Oscorp, Norman Osborn dying shenanigans, they have to skip the human testing phase. So he ends up trying this serum on himself, and he ends up very briefly getting his arm back. There's a real great scene before it where there's like a pane of glass and he lines up his one hand that he has, and there's a scene of him like wistfully seeing a reflection and imagining that he has two arms. Great scene. Love that. And for a few moments he gets his arm back, but then he starts seeing the side effects of it and turns into this like you said, almost werewolf-like transformation into a giant lizard creature.
Mm-hmm.
And they do play with the idea a little bit, but he is almost like a Jekyll and Hyde type of character.
For sure. But he goes like, he turns insane. Like,
yeah.
He's
100%.
turning into a lizard, but he is losing his marbles completely to the point where he's like...
His ultimate motivation in the end of the movie is, hey, to make humans a better species with regeneration abilities like me, I'm going to infect every single human out there with this lizard DNA so that they can be better.
Let's turn every single person into a lizard. He's like killing Peter Parker. He's like trying his best to kill Gwen, kill Peter, doesn't even care about them anymore. But I really love it when he gets saved at the end and he's the one who actually grabs Peter's arm and saves him.
Yeah.
Pulls him up. It's quite nice. I just don't think he's a very... Like he doesn't have the presence to be a good villain for me. Like I'm not completely sold on Curt Connors.
I had a preposition.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been because I forget how he is in the comics. Do you think it could have been a good move to make him more like Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah.
To the point where he is transforming and Curt Connors doesn't realize that he's the lizard?
For sure. That would be cool. Because what's Curt Connors doing? He's like created a lab in the sewers.
Yeah.
And he's
actively wanting... This guy who we know is good is actively trying to hunt down and kill Peter Parker, infect all of society.
And he can control lizards. He's like calling all the lizards into the sewer. You see all those lizards walking in?
Yeah. So many chameleons.
Why are chameleons in the sewers?
I don't know. I feel like that would have made him a bit more of a... I don't know. I feel like it would have made him have more of a presence rather than this actor acting as this very evil iteration of himself. Be just this genuinely good scientist.
And Peter is the only one really experiencing this other side of him. And he's really like, he's struggling with the fact this is his friend, but this is also the big villain in the city. I did like when Connors is looking for Gwen in the lab. There's this real creepy score. And Gwen's like hiding away with the toxin, and he's just walking through the lab, and he's
very
looking
alien
up through very Jurassic Park almost. It's cool. It was very good.
On brand.
His claws as well. They're gnarly, man.
He's
So
great.
They grow. He can push his claws out. Can real animals do that?
Yes.
They can grow more claw.
No.
Can lizards do this?
No.
This dude regains his tail in seconds flat.
I forgot this. I really do love how much they lean into him being a lizard.
Yeah.
There's a fight with Spidey and the lizard at his school. Really, really cool scene.
And Spidey's being a spider. He's like wrapping him up in a web.
Yeah.
Crawling all over him.
Fantastic scene with Stanley as a librarian listening to music.
I didn't expect to see Stanley again. I miss him.
Rip the goat.
Yeah.
But the lizard full on loses his tail, and Spidey's commenting and joking about it, and it's like, oh, this is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is Spider-Man.
This is Spider-Man. And I do just wish that it wasn't it felt very messy to me. You liked the Oscorp stuff. You liked the big mystery backstory with his parents.
I like it as a first movie.
Yeah.
Looking at this movie in isolation, I think it is a real smart thing to do.
Because it just feels like so much going on for me. I would have way rathered this Peter down as he's very small in this world and he loses his uncle and he has this girlfriend and ultimately he stuffs up her life and then loses her too at the end.
Whoa. Spoilers.
He loses her at the end when they can't be together.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But it's
that's a little secret we'll keep for later.
I just hate that this is almost his destiny because his dad created him and Norman Osborn's pushing all this in motion from there's this secondary who's Norman Osborn's henchman in this who's pushing Connors to complete the formula.
You know who he was gonna be? Do you know who Proto Goblin is?
No. Oh, the big ultimate Green Goblin? No. Who's Proto?
We'll talk about it later.
Oh my gosh. It's it just feels messy and it's overstuffed. I just want this is my plea. This is why I love the Raimi trilogy so much. Is it's just simple.
Yeah.
It's just simple and in the comics, right? Spider-Man, this is Spider-Man's story. This is canon events. Down on his luck, dude, loses his uncle, becomes Spider-Man, struggles with having to stand up for the city and be this bigger man than he really is, falls in love with Gwen, loses Gwen tragically. Then when he goes to college, Daily Bugling, falls in love with Mary Jane, who's the complete opposite of him. And no movies have done this whole story yet. The Raimi trilogy, Mary Jane's there at school.
You're right.
This is okay, we'll do the Gwen Stacy stuff. The new one's Gwen's not there. Mary Jane is at school with him and she's not a model. She's just exactly like him. And we're going to do away with Uncle Ben completely. And we're going to do away with the Gwen Stacy death.
Do you think that in the current climate that you can adapt a comic book superhero story faithfully and just have it be a great movie?
I do not understand how people make a superhero movie. Nowadays, they're not reading the comics and adapting it. They are creating their own story and looking to the comics for some inspiration. It just boggles my mind that the classic comic origins, most of them we're not seeing them come to screen.
I mean, you are seeing some of the flip side now with shows like Invincible hitting it off.
Yeah.
And being very, very faithful and people loving it.
Yeah.
But I feel like Peter Parker's a great example. You almost can't have that story as a one-to-one with technology and the world and the places in right now. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, I agree with you, because even if you don't, you can adapt the story like Tom Holland did, set it in a modern school with modern technology, and still at least have the same story of him going to school, finding Gwen Stacy, having that whole arc with her.
Because
but the whole thing about the movies now is that they've established themselves as being a very separate entities and on different timelines from the.
That's just weird. It's yeah. That's why I come back to something like James Bond. Ideally for me, get out of here with the interconnected world. There can be crossovers, but don't make it so interconnected. Ideally for me, we do not need to see the Spider-Man origin story every time. there are villains in the comics that are really iconic that we're never going to see a good movie with. Why don't you just make him like James Bond or like Indiana Jones, that it just shows up? You could have a different person playing him, and he's going.
They
up
haven't
against
done
a
that with
different
Indiana
bad guy.
Jones so
I
far.
guess they haven't. But like James Bond, you don't need to explain anything. Just have him show up, have him go after a different bad guy.
Can you imagine a Spider-Man movie? It's Disney. It's Disney, Jasha.
Sony as well. Still.
Sony. It's mainly Sony. Can you have a Spider-Man movie that just is its own thing?
We'll see with the new Spider-Man movie coming out, right? That it's supposed to be grounded. Mary Jane's forgotten about him. He's not part of the
even
Avengers.
That's going to be so interconnected.
What if they don't? What if it's just like him versus a street-level villain? That's the story. Little team up with Daredevil.
They're not going to have a little anything. They're not.
Do you think he's going to mention Tony Stark once in that film? I hope not.
No, I hope not.
I hope not. Is he going to
Sadie
mention
Sink.
Sadie Sink. Who do you think Sadie Sink thinks like? Mary Jane? No, because Michelle Jones is MJ.
Oh, yeah. Can they have it Mary Jane?
She's not Mary. I can't.
Guys, I know this is the Amazing Spider-Man episode, but we're not going to get any other chances to talk about big lizards, okay? Unless one of our themes is like huge sand creatures.
Yeah.
Earthy boys.
Yeah, Sandman's very big in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. I guess we can make our way there with aliens.
If we do an aliens theme one day. We can.
We'll
Mykah,
think
the
about it.
themes are in our control.
Yeah, we hold
Bug
we're the
theme?
puppet masters.
Big bugs?
Guys, here's our big bug theme. It's Spider-Man No Way Home.
Would you call Spider-Man a big arachnid?
Yeah, he's bigger
There you
than the
go.
average arachnid.
There you go. The ending of this is kind of heartbreaking. Captain Stacy dying, him making Peter promise.
Sorry, to go back to the point you were saying.
Oh yeah,
I feel like, yes, this movie is quite convoluted.
yes.
I feel like for the time it came out, for people who, I don't know, either have or haven't seen the previous Spider-Man iteration, this movie feels like what other general movies at the time were trying to be in terms of storytelling.
Yeah,
Start small, build up to a big, supervillain fight, but you do have to have a lot of this stuff, these gears turning in the background
because of the big
for part of a
cinematic
larger
world.
plot.
Yeah. Because I do forget this, like you said, this is coming out at the same time as the Avengers are in full swing. The
Yes.
X-Men world's in full
It was
swing.
known to be a part of a bigger internet-connected universe, and I think that was confirmed at the time.
Yeah, it was their intention to kick this off into a huge Spider-Man world, the
Yes.
Webverse.
Yeah.
Heck, I remember even people saying, "Oh, is Garfield going to show up in X-Men?" When there was like an X-Men tease attached to one of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 end credits. But yeah, the end of this, Mykah, he has to not be with Gwen. And Gwen's
Heartbreaking.
like in the rain looking for him at her father's funeral, and he is there, but he can't let her see him. And then
the scene that always gets me is when she's on his doorstep and he just can't say why and effectively has to like just turn her away. She walks away with the umbrella and turns around and looks behind her. Every time.
And then
That scene singularly breaks my heart.
It broke me too. And then the part that made me so happy was the end line when he's coming into class late and the teacher's like,
Tardy again,
Parker. And he's like, I won't be late again. And she's like, don't make promises you can't keep, Parker. He whispers to Gwen, but those are the best kind. It's so good.
It's great.
It like wraps up the whole thing.
Yeah.
It feels so Spider-Man. I love it.
What a douche move for Peter Parker, not listening to Captain Stacy.
Yo, you're on Stacy's side.
No. I think as a father,
Yeah.
he made the right call in saying that to Peter Parker.
I don't, that was a tough call to say. He's a tough guy, man.
Dude, head of the police force, Jasha.
Peter Parker shows up to Gwen's house for dinner, and she's like, "Oh, is your suit in there? Do you think no one wears suits when you're asked to like dinner at your in-laws or your
Jasha,
potential partners?"
I think they've got a butler who makes hot cocoa for them.
Who in the world?
What were they having for dinner?
Oh, this
It's like halibut? What?
Branzino.
Oh, Branzino. This is fully echoing like the Thanksgiving dinner scene with Toby.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny that you're expected to wear a suit for like a family dinner. That's rough, man.
Were the others wearing suits?
Captain Stacy was, because he's head of the police force.
Oh, my favorite part about the scene, other than the Branzino,
Branzino,
is when Peter and Captain Stacy get into this argument over who Spider-Man is.
It's a vigilante.
Which is a great argument. And
he's a menace.
And what does Captain Stacy say? He's like, what do you think us policemen do all day? Just eat donuts and sit with our thumbs up our asses? And they start arguing for a bit, and one of the Stacy kids is like, Dad, what did you say?
Yeah.
Dad, what was that word?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you had some trivia, right? Should we go into...
I've got so much trivia.
Should we get some trivia out of the way before we wrap it up?
Yeah, some of it about exactly what you were querying me about.
Can I hear about Proto-Goblin?
Yeah. Okay, so this is a whole thing. This whole movie started as Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, because Spider-Man 4...
You know this.
It was announced.
It was announced.
Tobey
Maguire
Maguire.
To be making.
Mysterio, potentially, but definitely Vulture?
Yep. Sony had renegotiated contracts with Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, and Kirsten Dunst for a 3-picture deal, a new trilogy.
Whoa.
Scripts were commissioned, and the Spider-Man 4 would have introduced Vulture as the new villain.
Cool.
Who was going to be cast as John Malkovich, which is fantastic casting.
Yeah.
That would have been great. However, due to multiple things, scheduling conflicts, the fact that Sam Raimi never got a script that he was super happy with, and the fact that it just ended up taking far too long between the third and the fourth movie for deals to like fully be confirmed and pre-production on the movie starting.
But in saying that, it's only like 4 years, right? 5 years?
Yeah, but the public can't wait that long, Jasha. Felicia Hardy, starring Anne Hathaway, was going to be in it prior to her role as Black Cat.
Really?
Crazy stuff. Curt Connors was going to be in that movie.
Wait, she was going to be... Anne Hathaway was going to be Black Cat before she was Catwoman.
What movie is she Catwoman in?
Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. She effectively got to play the same character.
So wait, it was going to be Anne Hathaway and Tobey Maguire.
It was going to be Vulture,
yeah,
Black Cat, Anne Hathaway, Curt Connors, because the actor for him was already in the trilogies.
Wow.
But development costs ended up getting too high. Raimi just didn't like the script, and so instead of continuing on with the movie, they ended up cancelling it and rebooting the series instead. But right off the bat, they had some wacky ideas for this movie.
Great.
They wanted to have not only the lizard, they wanted to have Proto-Goblin.
Who is Proto? I'm sure I'd know the guy.
I looked up a picture of him.
Do you like the white?
No.
That's not Hobgoblin.
He's a weird red goblin with yellow hair.
Proto-Goblin?
I don't know. I don't know him. I feel like they just wanted to make another Norman Osborn connection there.
Yeah.
They wanted to have Proto-Goblin and Jasha. Big Wheel.
The big wheel was going to be
Big Wheel was going to be in the movie. Guys, look up Big Wheel. Spider-Man Big Wheel.
My second favorite.
So great.
My second favorite Spider-Man villain after Pace Pop Pete.
Pace Pop Pete and Big Wheel.
Yeah.
He's just a big wheel. But that's too many origins for one movie, and there would have been too many fight scenes. But that's who that scientist is. Dr. Rajita Ratha was going to be the Proto-Goblin.
Yeah, he just shouldn't be in the movie. Take the Norman Osborn stuff out. Say in the after credits that he's interested in this formula. That's all you need to do.
Because who is there in the end? There's a post-credit scene where
the gentleman.
It's like the man in the shadows.
Yeah,
comes in.
Yeah.
You know who else appears in this movie? Michael Papa John.
Michael Papa John?
He is who plays the killer in the original trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
He is the taxi driver for the lizard in this movie.
Love it.
And when initially being signed on, he wanted to be the same character. He wanted to be the killer once more.
That'd have been pretty cool.
Imagine that.
That'd have been pretty cool. The killer in this was kind of
I don't have it on hand, but there is a tie-in game for Spider-Man 2, for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Where the Carnage is a villain.
Carnage,
and we find out the killer's name. And right after you find out who he is, you find him desiccated in an alley by Carnage. So he's nobody important.
I feel like in the Amazing Spider-Man tie-in video games as well, the lizard looked more like the lizard.
Yes, he did.
Like the actual proper lizard man face.
Yeah. Probably had purple pants too.
Why do they do that in the video games?
I don't know, man. The only other thing I have here for trivia is Rhys Ifans,
Curt Connors.
Researched his role by meeting several real handicapped people who have missing limbs, and he spent 1 month performing his daily activities with only his left hand. His big claim to fame was going to be a scene where he ties a tie with one hand in this movie.
There's no scene like that.
But it was cut because it took too long.
He's training for a month to tie a tie. He does it on the day and it's like, oh, we can't put a 5-minute scene in the movie.
Yeah. Rhys, this is 16 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, I'm still not sure what I thought about Rhys in this. I think he's better in Venom: The Last Dance.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Sings Space Oddity in the car.
When I was talking about him being, what it feels like being more of a Jekyll and Hyde character, I realized that's essentially who Norman Osborn is.
Yeah,
so I don't know how best to differentiate the two.
I think the thing about Connors is that it's just so tragic that it's someone so close to Peter who's almost like a mentor that becomes,
who is a genuinely good guy. Right?
Yeah, but I feel like we have all of like 2 scenes to see them together and for him to become Peter's mentor, and it just doesn't really work. And so it makes Lizard like this weird bad guy who's just this crazy mad scientist who's...
I don't know. That's a job for Avi Arad.
Avi Arad needs to be fired. Why is he still producing these films?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, we've talked a lot about Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, all manner of MCU.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
One more thing.
Okay.
I just wanted to pose a question. What the heck happened to Fred?
Fred?
What happened to Fred?
Oh, the mutated mouse?
That turns into a lizard, ends up eating the other rats in like a bloody mess on the ground in the Oscorp labs.
It was set up for Amazing Spider-Man 3 when he goes off big mutated mouse lizard.
This is the real lizard.
That's the real lizard. I thought you were going to mention my boy, Gordon. The kid that Flash is bullying is called Gordon. Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Flash is bullying Gordon and Peter has to step in. Crazy little reference. I mean, anyway, what do you think of the Amazing Spider-Man, Mykah? This was your pick. This was your Spider-Man.
No, yes, this is my Spider-Man. This is my big lizard pick.
Yeah.
I have said it once, I'll say it again. Andrew Garfield is my favorite Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one of the best Spider-Man movies. Sue me. It has its faults.
I think it's good too.
But this first one, I think it's just a really fun movie that for the time, like a lot of people really loved the first reinvention of who Peter Parker and who Spider-Man could be. I feel like they did so well with the characterizations in this, from the whole Parker family, Uncle Ben, Aunt May, Gwen Stacy knocks it out of the park in this. I feel like even though there are a lot of loose threads and even though...
Strands?
Loose webs.
Yeah.
Like, apart from the fact that Spider-Man and his costume has like black eye lenses, I feel like
the
gold sunglasses. I feel like from the get-go, these guys really nailed and had a real faithful adaptation on who Spider-Man really was. I feel like they really understood the character, and not even him, but the whole aspect of the entire community around him backing up behind him. Like, one of my favorite moments from the OG trilogy is the train scene, where in his fight against Doc Ock, Spidey loses his mask and like effectively nearly dies, but all of the train passengers carry him up and over and like make a pact together to not tell anyone who they saw.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, one of my favorite scenes is right at the end as Peter Parker is like struggling to even walk after his run-in with both the police and the lizard. All of the people of Queens, Brooklyn?
It's Queens, yeah.
All of the people of Queens, and specifically the crane operators, are all like lining themselves up so you can have like a perfect runway to the Oscorp Tower. You get little bits and pieces here, but they gave me that real great feeling of having a public that really loves Spider-Man and gets behind him as their hero.
That's like the other big important thing about Spider-Man. He's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The community loves the guy, and he like loves his community.
And again, like, I feel like we're not getting that as much with the Spider-Man iterations nowadays. You watch No Way Home, and as soon as people find out I guess it's a plot point in the movie, and they do it well. But when people find out who Spider-Man is, like, half the people are hating on him and like throwing bricks through their windows.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving Spidey, Charlie.
Yeah. Oh man, Matt Murdock.
Thank you, Matt Murdock,
stepping in.
But it's just nice to have a movie that feels so distinct from so much of like the MCU feel of superhero movies. It just feels so, I don't know, so special. I'm not going to give it 5 out of 5.
What are you going to give it?
In fact, I'm not even going to rate this movie at all. Jay, I'm rating the Branzino.
the Branzino you just ate
for dinner. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5?
That Branzino was really good.
Not for Amazing Spider-Man, but for the Branzino.
The Branzino was chef's kiss. Compliments to the chef. Compliments to Miss Stacy.
Did you need some help cutting it open, or are you okay?
Yeah, I didn't know where to start with that one.
How is he not able to like cut a fish open?
He's just an awkward teenager.
I'm with you. I really didn't expect to love it as much as I did upon revisit. I still have a lot of gripes. I think half the plot could just go. I think the lizard could have been characterized a bit better.
What do you think of the confession scene with Peter telling Gwen that he's Spider-Man?
It happens very quickly.
I've been bitten. So have I.
She thinks he's confessing his love for her, and he's trying to... Yeah, it's very cool. But I like something else
that I yet another 5-minute makeout scene on the shower.
Not 5 minutes. I quite enjoyed it. It was tasteful.
Yeah, Gwen got a tasteful of that spider mouth.
Something I also don't really love about majority of superhero films nowadays is you'd watch it and you'd come away and you'd just be like, who wrote that? Who directed it? Whereas Sam Raimi's trilogy, for example, it's so Sam Raimi. It's shot the same way the Evil Dead films are shot. He uses a lot of his same techniques that we saw again in Multiverse of Madness. A big downer for me is I was watching this and I did feel a little bit of that, like, who directed this? This kind of just looks directionless for a bit, like no certain visual flair, nothing that really blew my breath away in how it was filmed. And I feel like a lot of movies of this time, and it's just very generic for superhero films to kind of not have the director's stamp on it. I mean, like James Gunn, classically, you can feel his influence all throughout Guardians, and a few different films here and there. But I didn't really feel that with this. And I think there were so many good bits. But again, like, I doubt Mark Webb's a Spider-Man fan. Like, get someone who knows Spider-Man to make a Spider-Man movie.
Dude, I don't think you can say things like that.
I don't think the screenwriter's a Spider-Man fan. The screenwriter's written so much else. He's written a lot of the Scream movies.
Oh, true.
But I don't think he's a Spider-Man fan.
He's a screenwriter, if anything.
Yeah. I think he's coming to this with like a basic knowledge of who Spider-Man is. And he's just kind of going from there and drawing some inspiration from the comics. And I just wish in my heart of hearts...
You're gatekeeping Spider-Man.
We're never going to see it, but I would just love a fan of the character to write a story.
Spider-Man Lotus.
I'm going to give...
That's what this has come to.
I'm going to give the Branzino 3.5 out of 5. I had a good time. Can't wait till we cover Spider-Man Lotus on the show. We have mail, Mykah. We have mail. We have a mailbag.
Nice.
Let's open up our mailbag here. Mothra Fanboy writes in. Hello, Podzilla. I have been loving season 5 so far. And I'm asking you, what is the worst Godzilla adjacent movie? Personally, I'm going to say it's the half-human Americanization. You said in the episode...
Nice one.
You said in the episode...
Me.
We both said in the episode, apparently, I think this will be the worst movie we ever cover on Podzilla. Anyway, can't wait for the Amazing Spider-Man episode. That was from Mothra Fanboy.
Off the top of your head, has there been an episode where we've both rated it half star?
It will be those early stuff. I think the Americanizations for sure. The Varan Americanization, the half-human Americanization, the Godzilla Raids Again Americanization, Gigantus. Those are all bad. But a lot of the Godzilla adjacent stuff we did, like the movies made by Toho that kind of tie in, like the Orochi stuff, I had an amazing time with.
War in Space was kind of
Get out of here. Maybe, like, what was it, second one? The Battle for Outer Space?
Was the third one War in Space?
Yeah, it was the Mysterians.
Battle in Outer Space, War in Space.
Battle in Outer Space was kind of...
Was that with Space Beastman? Or was that War in Space?
That's War in Space. Space Beastman.
Yeah, maybe War in Space then.
Battle... Okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's either War in Space or
it's half-human.
Half-human Americanization.
It all comes back to half-human. Anyway, without further ado, for our final Big Lizards film... Next episode.
Well, this is the Patreon nominated and Patreon voted.
We got our patrons of the Odo Island tier to submit some nominees. And I just wanted to say a big shout out for Connor, Frogurt, G. Kira, Nerkles, Michael, Rich, Jacob, Shaun, Ron, and Matt. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Every theme, if you're a part of the Odo Island tier, you'll be able to submit a movie and then all our patrons will vote on it to see which one comes out on top for us to cover. This is our first time trying the system, and 2 films tied for first place out of the community's vote for what we should do for the final Big Lizard movie. Gorgo and Tammy and the T-Rex. Oh, exact same amount of votes for each one. So we're going to have to... You made flipping a coin a thing early on this season.
Yeah, I did.
Which is, again, the most... audio-friendly way to show what wins.
Yeah. What better way for the medium?
You guys taking our word for what we're seeing on a coin. So let's flip a coin. Should we say, I'm Team Gorgo for the record?
For the record, I'm Team Tammy and the T-Rex.
Well, so I'm going to choose heads for Gorgo because he's got a big head.
Tails for T-Rex because he's got a big tail.
And the T-Rex and Gorgo don't both have tails and heads. Gorgo's got the head. That's
so head is
Gorgo.
Okay, hold my mic for me.
Okay.
Got my 20-cent 2020.
That's a new coin.
2020.
Did you steal that from like a donation little thing at a dairy?
No, I didn't. I didn't pay the $10 needed to take the 20 cents. Guys, for next episode, we are covering Tammy and the T-Rex.
That is Tails.
We got Tails, baby.
We are covering Tammy and the T-Rex next episode. This is a wild film from the early 90s. The letterbox synopsis is no pain, no gain. And evil...
This has got... All I know is this has got Paul Walker in.
Yeah. An evil scientist implants the brain of a murdered high school student into an animatronic Tyrannosaurus who later wreaks vengeance on the bullies who killed him and is reunited with his sweetheart. Tammy and the T-Rex. I think there has been like an extended unrated cut of this that was released on Shudder not too long ago, so
we'll probably watch that, right?
We want to see the T-Rex murder as many people as possible. I
want to keep a kill count for this episode.
This is another wild film. But yeah, Big Lizard's theme has been Jurassic Park, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, The Amazing Spider-Man, and we're going to be finishing it on Tammy and the T-Rex next episode. Watch the film, tag us in your letterbox reviews, jump into the Discord, link in the show notes if you haven't already, and yeah, you can join the Patreon if you want to vote on next month's theme, which I'm looking forward to.
Jason, do you have the theme up there?
For next
I don't want to say it, but I do want to see it because I actually don't know what the next theme is.
I'll say it to you.
Whoa, that's a crazy theme, Jasha.
Yeah.
I can't wait to cover that.
Okay. I can't wait to cover it. I can't wait to cover it either.
You know what?
You know what? Another Spider-Man movie fits in that theme.
You know what I will say? This is the only hint I'll give. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 won't fit in that theme.
It won't?
Won't it?
Spider-Man No Way Home would fit in that theme.
Yes, Spider-Man No Way Home would. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 wouldn't. That's all we'll say.
Are we ever doing a Marvel movie again? Man-Thing. He's a big monster.
I don't want to cover Greg. What's his name? Is it Greg?
Greg? Is
that what they call him?
Thing? I don't know. I'm talking about the early 2000s R-rated Man-Thing movie.
That'd be good. I don't want whatever the Elsa Bloodstone thing was. Guys,
by night.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Hopefully you can bask in all of the MCU and Marvel nerdiness as much as we have. If you are a patron, which I would recommend you jump on now because you get access to exclusive extended cuts of the episode. The episode for non-patrons will end now, but you patrons will get an extended sequence where me and Jake should figure out what the plot would be for a third Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Are we really doing that?
We're doing it.
Okay. So join us next episode for Tabby the T-Rex, and we'll see you patrons now. We'll see patrons for
Patrons, we'll see you
Amazing
in
Spider-Man 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Brenzinos stars.
now.